Hi, my name is David P. Shapiro. I'm the owner and managing partner of the law office of David P. Shapiro, located in San Diego, California, where my firm helps good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. In this video, I want to talk to you about 3 things that you should be doing if you're under investigation for or actually find yourself charged with a crime. The first is understand that there's not a single thing that you or anyone could do at this point about what got you into this situation. So, I'm sure that if there's something you wanted to do differently, you would have to avoid being in this situation. We're going to discuss that a little bit further in a second. The second thing is to be proactive, not reactive. What that means is make effective use of the time between now and your next court date, or between now and the next day, the next week, the next month, even if you don't have a court date. Because the attorney in the law firm that you hire could make all the difference, right? That attorney or that law firm may not be able to undo everything that's happened, but they could definitely put you on the right path moving forward where you could get as good of an outcome as humanly possible if you hire the right firm and you listen to the guidance of that firm. Okay? And the third really sort of rolls into the second, right? Is part of being proactive and not reactive, is hiring a quality, locally experienced criminal defense firm to represent you during this time. So, the first thing we talked about was to, I don't want to say necessarily accept what has happened, but understand that it's beyond your control, what has already happened, right? You have a reasonable degree of control over how this case winds up, and that's discussed in the other steps. But, whether that's going to counseling, whether that's, speaking with your attorney, you want to make sure what you're saying is confidential. So you don't want to just go to a counselor and start blabbing about all the stuff that you allegedly have done, right? And especially if you're going to admit to it. So you want to talk to your attorney first about that. But counseling, therapy, all those things could be very, very helpful in getting your mind right as best as possible given the circumstances, which will help you, it'll help your family, it'll help everyone sort of recover from this trauma of being involved in a criminal court case, okay, and this feeling of guilt assuming you did something wrong in the first place, right? And it'll help you, it'll help your family, it'll help your attorney, and more importantly, it'll help your case. So the next thing we talked about was, be proactive, not reactive. That's in everything you do. You don't want to necessarily wait until you get a bad offer before you go out and start trying to change your life, get into counseling, be proactive, right? Do that before. You don't want to wait until district attorney has their position solidified and then say, okay, their offer is terrible, we got to do better, so what if I go to counseling? What if I, the old adage, everyone tells you, oh, go to a couple of AA meetings. Okay, right? What's the plan with that? Is there a plan, or is that just something that somebody said 20 years ago, and now every attorney or every attorney's, case manager tells their clients to do that? All right, so you want to be smart in what you're doing. Part of that being proactive, not reactive, you want to hire a quality, locally experienced law firm, the best law firm that you believe is in your best interest and the best law firm that you can afford. And, if there's a way, if there's a way to look at it like this, right? It's an investment in your future. So if you're like, okay, I only have this amount of money, but this law firm that I really, really want to hire, I notice the difference between them and everybody else is charging this much. Well, look at that difference and say, okay, well, what do I think that they can accomplish for me, right? Are they going to give me peace of mind that if I have to do time, if I have to eat a felony conviction, if I have to whatever, I feel comfortable knowing that I've done everything the right way and that I gave myself, my future, a fighting chance, right? A lot of people can't put a price on that because it's extremely, extremely valuable. Extremely valuable. In fact, it's invaluable in the sense that you can't really quantify it because it's so significant. There's another school of thought that says, okay, well, if I think this person could save me a month or 2 or a year of my life, right? What's your earning potential in that year? Forget about being with your family. Forget about not being in jail, not being in prison. Just look purely on the numbers of what's your earning potential, right? So if you're like, okay, I'm going to make $45,000 in that 1 year if I could get a job, and there's only a $5,000 difference between the firm that I really want and the firm that's like, I don't know, they're so, right? $5,000 to arguably make $45,000. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So you want to have this stuff thought through. You want to have a law firm when you're interviewing attorneys in law firms that will help you process this and will not just treat you like everybody else. A case, a number, a charge, here's our fee, okay, you can't afford it, sorry. We don't operate that way. If there's a will in the sense that if you want to hire my firm wants to work with you, we're not necessarily going to budge so much on the total fee, but we'll work with you on getting those payments squared away to make that possible. Okay, so if you have any questions about your criminal case, how you could be proactive and why you should be proactive and not reactive for the 3 reasons I laid out, or any reason for that matter, feel free to give my firm a call at 619 295 3555.